Hello, my name is Candace Petaway, and today I'll be talking to you guys about the history of a black woman's hair. So first, let's start off with some questions. How many of you have seen a black woman with weave? Now, how many of you have seen a black woman with an afro? And finally, how many of you have seen a black woman with braids? Well, all your hands should be up because I have braids. So basically, nowadays, black women wear their hair in very diverse hairstyles, but this was not always the case. Some of you may know this history, but for those of you that don't, we're about to take a journey. So, during slavery time, black women's hair was considered very rough and coarse like wool. The kinkier and thicker the hair was, the more unattractive you were. These slaves faced worse treatment than other slaves. As you can see in the pictures, their hair is very thick and to some people may look unruly, but this is their natural state. So after slavery, basically African American women resorted to wearing traditional white American hairstyles. First, they straightened their hair temporarily with hot combs and curlers, and then when that was not enough, they moved to dangerous chemicals that burned their scalp. They used permanent perms and wave creams. So in the 1920s, it was the finger waves, the Great Gatsby era. In the 1930s and the 1940s, it was more so the loose waves and curls. And in the 1950s, it was the housewife hairstyle, the bouffant bangs with the headband. So this basically started the era of the white crack, hair crack. I'm sure you guys don't know what that is. It's more so a term used in the black community. It basically is a combination of dangerous chemicals that are used that burnt our hair back in the day. I'm not against perms. I have a perm. But at this time, these perms were used to conform just to gain acceptance. So during the 1960s, there was a huge shift in individuality. This was during the civil rights movement when celebrities and activists used hairstyles as a form of resistance and rebellion and identity. In 1963, Cicely Tyson appeared on the cover of Jet magazine when she finally made it in the entertainment business with cornrows. In 1964, model Pat Evans appeared on a cover of an album cover with her head completely shaved. In the 1970s, Angela Davis was a very influential and powerful activist. She was a part of the Black Panther movement and consistently all the time wore an afro while advocating for social change. These women made a lasting impact. Over the decades, more and more African American women began embracing their natural African American roots. In the 1990s, Janet Jackson showcased her poetic justice braids, a personal favorite of mine. And in the 2000s, Alicia Keys consistently wore her hair in cornrows with African beats. This is an R&B artist who is half black and half white, and she still chose to embrace her African roots too. So basically, by fighting back, we did gain some sort of acceptance, but it still wasn't enough. People followed these trends, like the regular common people followed the trends, but not everybody in the whole entire world accepted black people as they were. We still face basically racial prejudice. In 2009, our own president's daughter, who was 11 at the time, was attacked because while she was on vacation with her family, she wore twists. In 2012, Gabby Douglas, a young African American girl who won many gold medals and represented the nation in a positive way, was criticized because her hair was gelled back in a ponytail. People were more focused on her appearance than the fact that she was playing a sport, sweating, trying to win something and make a great accomplishment. In 2014, the U.S. Army specified their ban on twists, dreadlocks, and cornrows. Basically, they said any hairstyle that was matted or locked coils or ropes of hair was banned and not appropriate or professional. These hairstyles do not affect the way that the women wear their helmet. So why couldn't they wear them? These women were fighting for our country, yet there was something wrong with these hairstyles. The U.S. Army did not take into consideration that black hair is hard to lay down. These are the hairstyles used to lay them down. In 2015, Zendaya, a half black, half white fashion icon, wore her hair in dread extensions. Somebody said that she basically looked like she smelled like weed. Kylie Jenner, also a teen icon, wore these same dreadlocks, but her dreadlocks were considered edgy by Cosmopolitan. So basically, India Arie, a neo-soul artist, writes, I'm not my hair, I'm not my skin, I'm the soul that lives within. I'm a black female. I have worn my hair straightened out in puff balls. I have braids now, and I've even had a perm. But none of these things make me more or less black. And should any of these things make me more or less socially acceptable? No, it shouldn't. African American women should not be publicly subjected to racial comments or racially discriminated against. In addition, black women should not put their other sisters down just because they wear their hair more European or more like their natural roots. My hair does not define me, and it should not define anybody else. Thank you.